Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We're going to be now looking at grammar skill number 1. And let me just read this because it's important to note. First, we're going to be looking at clauses. We're going to be working a lot with clauses. So it's very important that we know the difference between a clause and a sentence, okay? A clause is that which has a subject and a verb, right? So if I say, for example, I play, I dance, you walk, you talk, he rides, she drives, that's a clause, right? A sentence is a clause, but in this case, a sentence is anything that has meaning, right? It doesn't need to have, for example, a verb. So if I say help or wow, right, it has meaning. Wow is like the intention is expressing surprise. So that's a sentence. I play is a sentence, but help is not a clause, right? A clause has to have a subject and a verb. So with that in mind, it says here, some sentences in English have just one subject and one verb. And it is very important for you to find the subject and the verb in these sentences, right? We always need to find the subject and the verb. Find the verb and then ask who or what is doing that action. It says in some sentences, it is easy to find the subject and verb. However, certain structures, such as objects of prepositions, appositives, and participles can cause confusion in locating the subject and verb because each of these structures can look like a subject or verb, right? So we have a problem confusing sometimes the subjects with objects of preposition and appositives, which we're going to be looking in these skills, and participles, which are the verbs, right? An object of the preposition or an appositive can be mistaken for the subject, while a participle can be mistaken for the verb. Therefore, you should be able to do the following in sentences with one subject and verb. First, be sure the sentence has a subject and a verb. This is very basic. 2, be careful of objects of preposition and appositives when you are looking for the subject. This is skills 2 and 3. And be careful of present participles and past participles when you are looking for the verb. We're going to see this in skills 4 and 5, okay? So let's continue with the skill. So first, skill number 1, be sure the sentence has a subject and a verb. We have here an example, right? And this one says, was backed up for miles. So we're always going to underline the verbs 2 times. We already know we have a verb, was backed up for miles. Something or someone was backed up for miles. So what is necessary in this case? We need a subject, right? We need someone or something to do the action, or in this case, it's passive voice to be affected by the action. So we have yesterday, in the morning, traffic, or cars. Well, first, yesterday and in the morning are time adverbials or just complementary information. So that's not going to be a possibility for a subject. We have traffic and cars. Now we can say cars, right? Were backed up for miles, but not cars was. So in this case, it would be a conjugation problem. And our best option is traffic, right? And down here, it says answer C is the best answer, right? Because it contains the subject traffic. And basically the explanation says what we just saw right now, that it's not possible to have A or B because they are not subjects, right? And D, cars, could be a subject, but it is not correct because cars is plural and it does not agree with the singular verb was, right? Okay, let's look at another example. Example number 2, engineers for work on the new space program. So here we may have a subject, engineers, but what is necessary? A verb, right? We need a verb. So necessary is one option. Are needed has a verb. Hopefully and next month. Now, next month and hopefully are adverbials, so they're not correct. And necessary is an adjective, so it's not correct. The only option is B, are needed, and it is our best option, right? Okay, now let's check out one more example. Okay, so now it says the boy going to the movies with a friend. We have apparently a subject, and then here we have like the structure of a verb, but we still need something, right? So we have a subject and a verb. He is not correct because we don't really need a subject. We already have a subject, the boy. Same thing with B. He always was. Incorrect because we have a subject, right? It's not necessary. Is relaxing, that's a verb structure, and will be is a verb structure. But here, is relaxing wouldn't really be correct to say the boy is relaxing going because we already have a verb in ing, right? Going. So is relaxing would be incorrect. You can't relax and go to the movies at the same time. I mean, you're going to the movies maybe to relax, right? Or you're relaxing before you go. So the boy will be going to the movies with a friend is the correct answer. D. Let's just confirm this down here. The sentence has a subject, boy, right? And where does it say which one is correct? D. The best answer is D. Will be together with going is a complete verb. Okay, so you're going to do this exercise next, which is subjects and verbs. A sentence in English must have at least one subject and one verb, right? We need to make sure of that. This exercise is very easy because all we need to do, like it says here, underline the subjects once and the verbs twice, right? And then indicate if the sentence is correct C or incorrect I, which would be over here, right? We put an I or a C depending on what the correct answer is, okay? So I'm going to check this exercise with you and tell you if it's correct or incorrect. First, you do it so you can check it, so you can practice, okay? So pause the video, do this exercise right now, please. Okay, ready? We're going to check it. So number one is incorrect because we are missing a subject, right? We could say last week he went fishing or something like that, right? Number two is correct because it says a schedule of the day's events can be obtained at the front desk. So a schedule is the subject and can be obtained. The schedule can be obtained is the verb or the verb structure, right? A job on the day shift or the night shift at the plant available. So we can say a job is the subject or the whole thing, a job on the day shift or the night shift. Very important here to know that words like or and are going to connect, right? The people in this case, the subjects, but it is incorrect because we need a verb, right? This doesn't have a verb. So a job on the day shift or the night shift, for example, is available or something like that, right? So missing verb. Number four, the new computer program provides a variety of helpful applications. What has provides the new computer program, right? But it is incorrect because the verb structure is wrong, right? It's not has provides, has provided, right? For example. Or we can also look at it as a double verb problem, right? Number five says the box can be opened only with a special screwdriver. So can be opened is the verb structure, the box is the subject, and number five is correct. All right. Yeah, just checking. Okay, number six, the assigned text for history class contains more than 20 chapters. So the verb is contains. The assigned text for history class is the subject, but oh, what do we have here? Very careful with these because it, in this case, is very small, very difficult to see, but this is why this sentence is incorrect. All right, number six is incorrect because it has a double subject, okay? Number seven, the papers in the wastebasket should be emptied into the trash can outside. So should be emptied is the verb structure, and the papers in the wastebasket is the subject. So this one is correct. Number 7 is correct. Okay, number 8, departure before dawn on a boat in the middle of the harbor. Hmm. Apparently, there is no verb here, so this one would be incorrect. We could say maybe departure, or departure before dawn on a boat in the middle of the harbor is the subject, but we don't have a verb, right? We don't have departure before dawn on a boat in the middle of the harbor is mandatory, or I don't know, is scheduled, something like that, right? So it's incorrect. Number 9, yesterday found an interesting article on pollution. Found is the verb, but yesterday didn't find something, right? So this is incorrect because we need a subject, right? For example, yesterday he found, or she found, or they found, or something, right? So it needs, there's a missing subject, I found. And number 10, the new machine is processes 50% more than the previous machine. So this is similar to number 4. It's incorrect because even though we do have a subject, the new machine is processed, right? This, we would need to change it or just simply have one verb. Okay, so I hope this skill was very useful for you. I hope you understood it. If you have any questions, you can go back on the video, ask me questions on the comment sections. I do reply. So next video, we're going to be looking at skill number 1 from reading. And when we go back, well, when we return to the structure or grammar part, we'll look at skill 2. Okay, so be ready for it. And that's all for this video. Thank you for staying until the end. And I will see you next class. Okay, have a good day. Bye.